Many things in life are painful. Scratching your car, kicks to the nuts, heartbreak, getting turned on by a 10-year-old in Fortnite. But none are more painful than looking for a new job. It's a soul-sucking process that will leave you feeling hopeless and considering taking up a life of crime to get by. But I'd recommend sticking it out though. You can't play Witcher 4 when it's finally released if you're in jail. You have to recognise that looking for work is largely a numbers game. On average, it takes 150 job applications to secure a job. Ridiculous, I know, but that's just how things are. That means if you can apply for 5 jobs per day, you should find work in a month. Not so bad, eh? You can even reduce this figure if you take some proactive measures. First things first, it's time to spruce up your CV. Your current word vomit of a CV is a horrific sight to be sure. Would you look at all those words? Nobody's got time for that. Strip away what isn't needed and keep what matters. Your qualifications and skills are the most important parts, so make sure they're comprehensive. Jot all of that good stuff down. You've used Excel once or twice, so chuck that in there. Employers love a bit of Excel experience. Unfortunately, your celestial rank and marble rivals won't help here, so leave it out. Just know that I'm mighty impressed. You can make your CV from scratch, but why waste the time? Either get ChatGPT to do it, or use a template on Canva. Work smart, not hard. But it's not just a CV you need, it's covering letters too, because employers get off on making you suffer. Once again, I direct you to the gloriousness of AI. Ask ChatGPT to create covering letter templates for each of the types of jobs you are applying for. Then it is simply a case of switching out the names of the employer. I won't tell anyone if you don't. With your CV and covering letters ready, the hunt can begin. To ensure a thorough search, I recommend using a range of different websites that host jobs such as Indeed, LinkedIn, CV Library, etc. You can look through all job postings, but the sheer volume of jobs will likely overwhelm you. You're probably thinking, well, with all of these jobs on offer, securing one must be easy, right? To which I say, shh. You poor jobless fool, you couldn't be more wrong. I'd recommend refining your search to positions that interest you and where you meet the qualification requirements. This way you're not wasting your time browsing through jobs that you don't want and will never get hired for. Another time-saving tip is opening each of these jobs you're interested in as new tabs. This way you can bulk check them later to see which are worth applying to. Unfortunately, you'll end up discarding most. But why is this? Well, it's because most job listings straight up suck. Lots of jobs will post no salary, which means only one thing. The salary is pitiful. Others ask you to complete online assessments. They take way longer than instructed, and you never hear back anyway. So they are a no-go too. And others seem like they might be okay, but then you see they expect you to do the work of 2 people for minimum wage. Again, hard pass. I'd like to say that's all you have to look out for when it comes to job searching, but that's simply the tip of the iceberg. You'll come across jobs offering no pay all of the time. I thought slavery had been outlawed, but hey, what do I know? Instead, these jobs pay in experience. As soon as experience starts paying the bills, I'll be happy to take the job. But somehow, I don't see this becoming a thing. Other jobs never seem to disappear. The employer posts new listings for the same position each week, polluting your job feed and wasting your time. Each time you find one of these new job posts, you have a glimmer of hope before looking more closely and realising it's just a duplicate. If they haven't found someone in the last 6 months, they're not going to find anyone at all, so steer clear of these listings. Ultimately, employers have all of the power and just make us jump through unnecessary hoops to fit their unrealistic expectations. Oh, you want someone proficient in software that dropped 2 years ago? 5 years experience required minimum. And you want someone to go above and beyond? Doesn't sound too bad. Must be on call every weekend with no extra pay. But perhaps what I consider to be the most annoying are websites that ask you to fill out every scrap of your personal information. It takes forever and the questions are straight up irrelevant. Not sure how my sexual orientation affects my ability to respond to customer emails. At this point, I'm convinced they're just trying to hit quotas. Not ideal for me as a white male. On my next round of applications, I'm magically becoming a disabled female Korean bisexual vegan with autism. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The whole process of looking for work is sucky, but some websites are worse than others. And right at the bottom of my list is LinkedIn. While jobs are plentiful, each posting will indicate just how many other sorry souls applied. With everything having over 100 applications if it's been up for more than 24 hours, applying seems in vain. The whole LinkedIn platform also just screams fakeness. Everyone is either up their own arse or up someone else's. I know social media is often fake, but Jesus, LinkedIn takes it to a whole new level. One golden tip I can give is that when you're looking for a job, it's not often what you know, but who you know. So don't give up hope if you're a skillless bum. Instead, leverage your friends to see if you can secure a job at their workplace. It's basically a real-life cheat code. If you're unfortunate enough to have no friends, then you'll just have to do it all the horrible way online like all of the other friendless losers. After a while, you'll undoubtedly grow disillusioned with the whole process and give up on your search. opting to set up an OnlyFans instead. It's at this point you'll realise, wait a second, I don't have tits! Damn it! Back to job searching hell for you.
But almost. Have you tried walking down to Tesco and handing them your CV? That sort of thing always worked for me.
Anyway, with any luck, after a few weeks, you'll hopefully start to get some phone call interview requests coming through. Unlucky for you, you declined these calls as you didn't recognise the number. Fortunately, some of the employers sent email invites through instead. Time to prep you for some of the questions that always trip people up. First up is, why did you choose us over other companies? The obvious answer might seem, because you pay the highest, but this is not what they want to hear. Instead, what you should say is, I value the inclusiveness of the company. It seems very welcoming and I'm eager to be part of a cohesive team. Another common problem question is, what is your greatest weakness? Your calves is not a fitting response. Instead, you should say you're a perfectionist and sometimes struggle to overlook inconsequential details. They will also ask you for examples of times you demonstrated particular qualities. You know, the usual stuff, teamwork, leadership, proactivity. I'd recommend creating a short bullet point list of examples and committing them to memory. Feel free to lie, they'll never know. Just make sure to keep them believable. Saying you showed commitment by taking a bullet for the president will quickly force you down a rabbit hole of questions that you don't have the answers to. One of the only good things that has come off the job market of late is that many interviews are conducted remotely. This takes a lot of the pressure off and saves you both time and money. Something by now you're surely running short of. You may be taking the interview at home, but interviewers love professionalism. So ditch your Hulk onesie for a suit. Don't worry, you only need the top half, so you can keep your legs all snugly in your joggers. With your appearance sorted, it's time to address your background. Visible mess will reflect badly on your image, so clean up anything messy that is in frame of the camera. You'll also want to remove anything that might be considered offensive. The last thing you want to do is irritate your interviewer before you've even opened your mouth. You'll be doing enough of that later with your terrible people skills. When the interview commences, be as polite as possible and put on your least fake smile. And when the interviewer makes a joke, be sure to laugh even though the joke was painfully unfunny. Unfortunately, despite all of your prep, you are bound to be hit with some questions you haven't prepared for. But don't rush into a terrible answer. Take your time and craft a fitting response. If your silence lingers too long, you always have the option of sitting completely still to pretend your camera has frozen. Just don't blink or the illusion is undone. Alternatively, you can have AI listen to your interviewer's questions and generate appropriate responses. The drawback with this is that your interviewer will probably be able to see you reading from the monitor. A workaround is to wear sunglasses to cover your eyes. You'll look like a douche for wearing sunglasses indoors, but hey, you can't have it all. After enough of these interviews, you're bound to impress and receive a job offer. The excitement is exhilarating. All of your hard work has finally paid off. No longer will you have to struggle daily to look for work. Instead, you'll struggle to get through your work day. Then you'll realise you don't even want the job and wish you could go back to the days of being unemployed. You were poor, but hey, at least you were happy.